We're here in the finals. SOAR versus Panthera. SOAR is first pick side, Panthera second pick. We see the first Guan Yu ban coming out on the side of SOAR. I am not surprised at all by this ban. It's one of the biggest picks that Panthera has been using in order to get ahead in team fights. Has been this Guan Yu pick, which has been really transitioning them into the mid game. Ao Kuang ban as well coming out from SOAR because Adapting has been playing that a lot this tournament. His other favorite god has been Fenrir, and it has not been as strong as the Ao Kuang, mainly because Ao Kuang is just a stronger god, period. On the side of Panthera, we have the Nemesis ban coming out. SOAR likes to lean towards that Nemesis, definitely a target ban, as well as a pretty generic Zeus ban. Zeus arguably one of the best mid gods, if not the best mid god right now, outside of maybe Scylla. So we got some pretty standard bans coming out, both targeting each other and their respected players. First pick coming out from SOAR. They left the Thor open, but there was no way they were going to leave it for Panthera to take, so they're going to first pick that Thor while Kuang is off the table. I imagine this means that Adapting will be leaning towards Fenrir this game. But he does have some other picks up his sleeve as well. Panthera now looking possibly at that Raijin pick, and they are going to lock it in. Raijin, one of the favorite gods in mid, mainly because he can full clear the wave at level 1. The only mid god really able to do so, can completely clear the wave at level 1 with Purple Pot, Red, and your Soulstone at 5 stacks. The early pick of Bacchus coming out from Panthera, not necessarily sure if they had to pick it that early. They could have maybe gotten something else there if they thought something was more important. SOAR probably wasn't going to pick the Bacchus, but it is one of their most comfortable picks. They like the aggressive support with iRaffer. He likes to lean towards that Bacchus Ares pick, something that can be a lot more aggressive when it comes to the team fights. SOAR leaning towards that Janus. I like the Janus pick for Heroin. His Janus is usually pretty consistent, but his Scylla has been hit or miss this tournament. He's had some pretty hot fire games and some pretty opposite of hot fire games on Scylla. So I like the Janus lock in for him. Gives the map presence as well as being a lot more consistent. Also got the Sobek pick coming out for Jigs. Honestly, that's his favorite pick. I'm sure he's happy that he's gotten Sobek. And we totally actually forgot about Susano, who was left open on the side for Panthera. And we're going to be having Adapting most likely with Susano. Susano can solo, but I don't see really Dimmy as a Susano player, so I imagine it's going towards Adapting. Moving towards the solo lane, taking out the Ravana pick on the side of Panthera. They don't want Mr. Baskin to have it. So far, both of these team comps are super strong. Honestly, neither team has an advantage over the other team in team comps right now. These are dead even. Very strong picks for each individual team. So I'm thinking about their ban a little bit more. I'm taking out the Apollo. They've already got 2 gods with global presence, so they don't feel like they need a third, but they don't want the enemy to have a global presence. An immediate Shibalanke ban and an immediate Huyi ban coming out. All of a sudden they said, nah man, screw all the hunters in the game. We don't want any of them in here. They're all OP. No. Panthera hovering over Amazen Cobb. They trolling. They trolling. They ain't picking AMC. They trolling. Come on. Oh, Youngbei in the background looking handsome as ever. Mwah, Youngbei, coach of Epsilon. Alright, it's going to be the Neath pick. The Neath coming out. They already have the Raijin, so it's not going to be for Yemen. It's going to be Raijin middle, Neath ADC. Neath a pretty smart pick here. They needed a safe ADC to go against Sobek. Sobek, obviously the most aggressive support in the game. Puts a lot of pressure on the ADC, but Neath can clear from so far away, and with the backflip, she's very, very safe. Very safe. But they're going to go the old school aggressive lane. Sobek Cupid. Cupid is a hard counter to Neath. You Cupid ult every single time that Neath comes to lane, and she has to beads. Eventually, her beads are not up, though, every other time you cast the ult, which means you kill her every other, 90 seconds. Finishing up SOAR, they're going to put Basket back onto Vamana. He's had some very strong Vamana games. Not surprised at all by this pick. Wouldn't be surprised to see Panthera pick up like a Bologna or a Kabrakan, but they're going to go with the Sun Wukong. Definitely a very safe god. Probably a smart pick, actually. The more I think about it, Sun Wukong, very safe. Clears fairly easy. Has the ultimate to live. Very hard to gank because of bird form and his ultimate. The theory there is literally don't feed Baskin. If they don't feed Baskin, they're feeling confident. Overall, looking at these team comps, I'm actually giving the advantage in draft to SOAR about 6-4 as far as draft phase goes. But still, I give this one about 90% chance in favor of Panthera. But if SOAR can take this first game, they can get a lot of momentum going. I feel like if they don't win this first game, though, they're going to be in a lot of trouble this set. But this first match has a lot on the line, not only in money and momentum, but in E-fame. So we're going to be getting into this game in just a moment, dude. The finals of DreamHack are finally here. Please, Lord, let nothing go wrong with the venue. No crashing, no DCs, nobody mouse breaks in the middle of a team fight, nobody's monitor flips over, nobody from the fans comes up and punches somebody in the face and breaks their arms. Everything let it go smooth, and let us have some nice games. Oh, good, they're all wearing the same outfit. Sportsmanship. Good sportsmanship. It's always good to have everybody wearing the same outfit. Alright. We are live! We got everybody jumping on the side of SOAR. They're pretty pumped to be in the finals. I don't think they maybe thought they'd be here. They had a hard road. They had to beat Paradigm and... Oh, no. Oh, there we go. They had to beat Paradigm and Enemy Esports in order to make it to this point. Panthera having to go through OMG and Eager to get to this point. Both teams having to beat at least one hard team. And now we will see the two of them head-to-head. I'm looking for SOAR to get an early lead. Without an early lead, I feel like Panthera definitely has the stronger mid-game. Their team fights are very strong. But SOAR likes to do early aggression. I think they should be looking for it. They have a very good early aggressive team comp. So by Cupid, super early game. Thor, super early game. Janice, really all game. And Vamana, really all game. So we'll see how this goes. We do have adapting on Susano. We'll see how it goes. How it fits with his play style. And we got some pretty standard starts coming out. SOAR starting actually at the top right Harpies. Probably going to do these top right Harpies all the way maybe to the blue buff. They might skip speed altogether. And they are going to. They're going to opt to do mids to blue to wave back to speed. Might throw off Panthera a little bit. But Panthera had it warded. So Panthera knows that they started at the mid Harpies. So they will not be confused by those being gone. Looking at the builds right now, we got blue stones for our soul laners, Boombas and red pots for the junglers, our soul stones in the mid lane. Janice opting to start toward Doom Orb and not go for purple pot. Rising getting the purple pot, so he has the full clear. They knew they were doing speed. They took quite a little tiny look at it, but did not go do it. Herwin going around a long way to lane. Got a little bit afraid there. They're actually, SOAR's going to go immediately for the left side Harpies, trying to snag those before, and then go back to the wave. But this is going to allow Panthera to clear the wave and come around behind them. This is going to be a win for Panthera. They might be able to get a pick off here if we could have the cameraman be looking back, but that's okay. We're going to go left lane. Beautiful weave by Neath is going to stop the aggression out of Met Yankee. In fact, Met Yankee taking a lot of damage. This could be bad for Met Yankee. Adapting with the early rotation over. His dash is down. This should be a free kill for adapting. First blood on Susano. His rotations are so good, dude. It's so disgusting. Who rotates to do a lane at 1 minute, man? Only adapting does that kind of stuff. He brings these ranked plays, honestly, that work in ranked, and he brings them randomly into the competitive scene, and it works so well. So very well. He had no farm left because the mid Harpies were down, and so he goes over, sees the aggression coming out from the Cupid Sobek lane because that's going to outpush his lane, and he knows that. So he rotates over early and snags the first blood onto Cupid. It's going to relieve pressure on his dual lane, which is going to allow Emilito to get some more farm. It's going to get him quite a bit ahead on a god like Susano. Overall, huge win, not to mention they also took the back Harpies on left side from them. Big win coming out from Panthera early. I love Smite. Both teams going back to farming. Both teams going back to farming. Mana chilling in right lane. Baskin seemingly getting the best of Jimmy here. We see him have about a 200 gold lead as expected. Baskin considered to be a little bit better than Jimmy, and we see the character pick from Mana having a little bit more pressure over Wukong. Homie Face still level 4, adapting level 5. He needs to get level 5 on that Thor to start getting some presence around the map. Hasn't had an opportunity to gank yet. And there is that level 5. Herwin 6 now. Homie Face 5. No significant leads really on either side. SOAR doing a good job of farming. Mainly you can see a little bit of that lead being made up because of the fact that Baskin's a little bit ahead. And because SOAR is getting all of the mid-harpies. Being very good about this mid-harpy control. Partially because of the start that they did where they started that mid-harpies went to blue instead of just doing speed to blue. Everybody chilling, farming the best they can. We got Golden Bow finished on Neath. Cupid opting, actually not opting, did not have an opportunity to finish Golden Bow because he died. Upon backing, decided instead to get boots to help again if he got ganked. But that's going to give Neath actually a pretty big advantage in the lane, having Golden Bow done instead of over his opponent, that is. Bach is finishing Pen Boots in their Watcher's Gift. Sobek going Talaria Boots, a little bit more typical. Bacchus has a pretty decent gold lead as well, about 300 gold. Even though he has Pen Boots, that'll start to come down a little bit. Adapting, putting some pressure on the Met Yankee. A good ultimate coming out from Embolito, but a better beads coming out from Met Yankee. Going to go ahead and avoid the stun and the knockup from adapting, allowing him to get away. 2 ultis on the side of Panthera for the beads on Met Yankee. And it seems that Matt is going to be able to get his Golden Bow most likely, which is why he's backing. And he did. He went ahead and backed and grabbed his Golden Bow. A bow upon which is golden. Back to farming. This game is dead even for all intents and purposes. We got 1 lead on the jungle for Panthera, but 1 lead on the solo lane for SOAR. Raph are looking for some aggression on the Jinx. Not gonna find it though. Little portal of Janus through the back sounded like a blink and scared me. I'm like, who's blinking into tier 1 towers on Panthera? What the? Their whole team is right in front of them. Baskin's putting so much pressure over here on Demi. May have even looked for the kill there if he would have hit that. May have been able to do the 3-1-2 combo and have gotten enough damage, but going to go ahead and play it back. Seems he does not know where adapting is. Adapting was on the other side of the map, but nobody had any vision, so. Still winning the lane, though, is Baskin. Classic Baskin is winning the lane. Cupid, who should have been dominating this lane, not having the best time because of the early gank coming out from adapting. Really, it's going to be a huge impact on this game because Cupid should be able to full throttle Neath over and over again. And his lack of ability to do that is going to take away quite a bit of the significance of the early game Cupid-Sobek combo. I almost feel as though Homie maybe wanted a Willixir a little bit more than Thor, and that they had to draft the Thor just so adapting could not get Thor. Not that Thor is bad. Thor's a great character. It's just they don't have the synergy really as much as they could with a different team comp. Big damage coming out from Bacchus. Thor going in the air. Will he land back in? Probably not, but he could. There's a big 3-man ult opportunity in the back. He might be able to land and then get out, but instead he's going to land on Rapper. Smart choice. He's going to be able to get a free kill. Yaman trying to do a counter ult to get some more damage off, but the entirety of SOAR is here and ready to fight. Basically putting some pressure on the Demi. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, team's going back to farming, adapting, rotating over possibly to help him out, but Demi's going to be able to get away free. Good option on Homofae actually to land back onto Raffer, who had no opportunity to beads or get out with any abilities. They simply locked him down and smashed him with the Janus Unstable Vortex, finishing him off. Janus already has his Doom Orb done. Of course, that kill going to give him several Doom Orb stacks. There's the Cupid ult we're talking about, that Cupid ult combo. Smart play from Embolito, though, because Met Yankee is basically the same size, so didn't have to use his beads at all. Homothay in a lot of trouble. Has the beads. The burp got body blocked by Rapper really hard, and he's going to go ahead. Baskin's going to let him die. Can't help him there. Good kill coming out from Dimmy and Raffer. Homothay definitely not expecting Raffer to rotate all the way back to the solo lane after they killed him at the mid-harpies. This is going to give Panthera a pretty free opportunity, though, to invade the red buff. With Homothay down, there's not really any way they can defend it. They could look to try to just steal it from them. But no, they're not going to have an opportunity. Panthera's going to knock it out very quick. At about 8 minutes into this game, though, we are dead even. Dead even. Speed buff still up, which is all Homothay cares about anyway. He's like, what's a red buff? I ain't know. What color is red? I have no idea. I don't know what it looks like. All he cares about is his little yellow speed buff. That's all he cares about. Baskin has begun proxy farming here at the 8-minute mark. 8 minutes into the game, and we got Baskin proxy farming, dude. That is something. But Dimmy doing a really good job, only 300 gold down. They're going to go ahead and throw a gank onto Dimmy. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to kill him, though. It's so hard to kill Wukong. And even with all of that damage onto him, Dimmy's going to be just fine. His ultimate was down, actually. If they would have had some sort of opportunity to lock him down one more time, they would have been able to kill him. But goes ahead and just bull forms out, and nothing you can really do about it without any hard CC up, so... Baskin just chilling and getting one more wave, trying to get as much of a lead as he can, adapting, hitting him, and going, oh, this is right, you are a Vamana, you have Breastplate of Valor and Meditation. You may go about your day, sir. Go about your day, it is very okay, it's very okay. All lanes, keeping it pretty even. Baskin 1 level up, adapting 2 levels up, the only significant lead that we have so far, and Raffer's going to initiate on to Herwin. Huge damage on Herwin, but he does get the portal out. A giant ultimate coming from Yemen will be great. And oh, Herwin accidentally comes back through. Ultis through for his team. I'm not sure if he meant to go back through that portal. He was so low on HB. He saw the ultimates were down, but I mean, any combo that hit him would have instantly killed him as it did. A bit of a misplay there coming out from Herwin. Getting out the first time was a good play, and then coming back in was not the right decision for him. Should have let that go. Good on the rest of the team, though, for living there. It was a big ultimate coming out from Ryzen using those taiko drums. And it could have been a lot worse, but it also could have been better if Herwin would have simply just not come back. We see, once again, Raffer coming out with that Vanguard build. He really likes how tanky it makes him early. He enjoys the HP and the mitigations that he gets from it. It also works well on Bacchus, because Bacchus has passive mitigations from his passive when you drink. And you just combine that with the Vanguard. It's kind of the same thing with Kabrak, and you just kind of stack mitigations. Would stack pretty nicely. We got one weakening curse on the side of SOAR. No meditations, or really healing, though, on the side of Panthera. That's more of just an aggressive weakening curse, looking to slow people down for Plex and whatnot. It will stop Neath Wee from healing, and if you get Wukong, sometimes you can stop him from healing. But for the most part, only going to be used aggressively to slow the opponent down. Matt Yankee has found himself an itty bit of an XP lead over Emilito. Panthera looking to maybe sneak into Gold Fury, just snagging it, seeing what would happen, and no cigar. No free Gold Fury for them. SOAR has just played against Enemy Esports. I think they know a thing or two about free Gold Furies, so they're going to have their eyes open for that. Good hammer coming out from Thor. They're getting some damage onto iRapper. Some pretty solid work. At 12 minutes, this game is completely even. I do think that SOAR probably needed a bit of a lead by this point in the game, but at the same time, being even with Panthera at 12 minutes, not bad. Not bad at all. Baskin maybe should have left that last little harpy there to prevent anybody. Oh my goodness, Baskin. Baskin is proxy farming past the tier 2, dude. This guy is crazy. He has now worked himself up to a 600 gold lead over his opponent in a 2-level lead simply by farming more efficiently. No deaths by any of them, just farming better. Good pluck on the eye wrapper as well, followed up by the Cupid Heart Bomb, but a beautiful Taiko jump coming out from Yemen is going to finish off the job. They cannot finish him off. They're going to have to throw ulti in the back, but that's going to be the end of Herwind as well. And the combination of Yemen and adapting is going to be much for SOAR to handle. Once again, though, they're looking for the fight. Yankee stayed with a good Aegis, but he's still going to die out of the auto attack proc on the 2. Baskin diving in the backline, trying to get some kill on Amelito, but the heavily agility should be enough for him to get away. And now Baskin is all by himself against 4, and there's absolutely nothing he can do. The best he can look for is just to try to get away, but he's just going to get interrupted by the Yemen dash. But in fact, it actually might be a kill. It's not going to be. Good knock-up finish from Dimmy. That's going to be the first real win of the game for Panthera, as well as this gold tree, which was the first real gold and XP lead. Bit of a misplay there coming out from SOAR. They tried to aggress on the eye wrapper. Unfortunately, eye wrapper is just much too tanky right now. There's no way they can deal with it. They plucked him. They got the heart bomb on him, but the Vanguard mitigations plus the mitigations from the chug is just going to be way too much. Way too much. Oh, we have some strobe lights. That was weird. Did you guys see those strobe lights on the screen? It was like... That was hot. We got to see when that happens again so we can party it up. Mei Yankee keeping his 1-level lead here over Emilito, which is good. Only down about 100 gold. Significant gold leads right now going to Adapting. Adapting having a 1.1k gold lead, which is very big, as well as a 2-level lead. And in the mid lane, we have Yemen over Herwind with a 2-level lead and a 1k gold. That's going to be the big difference right now. The Adapting Yemen combo has been basically their best strategy for a long time. It's been their 2 hard carries, and they're continuing with that strategy, and they're continuing to carry their brains out. So far, so good for Panthera. Not detrimental for SOAR, though. SOAR only down 2,000 gold at 15 minutes. Not a big deal. They can make it work. Rapper's jump is down. This is a great opportunity to kill Rapper, but he's so tanky. They still haven't finished him. Finally, they're picking up the kill with Baskin coming around, but it took them so long that Homie actually ended up dying. Herwind in a lot of trouble. He went through that portal on the other side, so he can't get back through it, and that's the end of his life. Baskin trying to finish off Yemen, but can't quite do it by himself. Adapting probably going too aggressive here. May find himself dead, but a brilliant Aegis will stop the Cupid damage. Can they finish him off? They will, and they get both of Adapting's active. You have Emilito left in the fight, backflipping, but this ultimate might hit him. It does not. They missed the ultimate of Sobek onto him, but once again, Baskin chasing down Panthera. Meanwhile, Dimmy in the background going to go ahead and pick off that Yankee. Jigs could not peel hard enough for him, and this will be another fight for the way of Panthera. Very close, almost to the way of SOAR. But Yemen and Emilito just barely getting away out of those fights with less than 40% HP each. But going to be a good fight from the side of SOAR. Only positive right now is that both of Adapting's actives were used. Beads and Aegis. Unfortunately, on their side, they used quite a bit of actives as well. But if they can look for a pickoff onto Adapting here, maybe try to get Homie back into the game a bit. Try to get him some catch up on some gold and XP. We're going to have a hard time this game with SOAR. They have both. Really, if you see the big difference right now, it's that Adapting and that Janus combo. The Ryzen combo against the Thor Janus. Huge XP and gold leads coming out from them just means that there's a lot of damage output that's coming out from them. And one of the big issues right now is that whether purposefully or not, Rapper is baiting. It seems that Rapper is actually mispositioning. Honestly, he's out of position and he's getting picked. But because of the way that he builds with this Vanguard Pestilence, he has a lot of HP and actually a lot of defenses. Plus, he has a shell that he can throw onto himself. So when they initiate onto him, he pops that shell, he pops his chug, he gets a lot of protections. and he lives for a very long time, forcing, that was like 2 ultimates at least, plus all the regular abilities onto iRaffer, which let the reinitiation from Panthera to come out and get a ton of damage and end up winning the fight for Panthera. So whether it's intended or not, it is working with Raffer being out of position, forcing the Sobek pluck onto him. Interesting build coming out from Jigs. We see him moving towards something like a Genji's guard. Maybe looking for those lower cooldowns to get more plucks and knockups off. A little bit surprising to not see him go something like Heartward. Give a little magical defenses for his team, considering how much damage Yaman is doing and how much damage that iRaffer probably even does with his drunk. You can actually see iRaffer damage above Thor, Janus, and Sobek right now. Baskin, the most player damage in the game, once again trying to put his team on the back. This is very much, I think, classic SOAR. This is the AFK gaming strat of get our solo laner ahead and let him carry our brains out. And right now, they've got him ahead, but everybody else is too far behind for him being ahead to matter. Which was my one worry about this set, is that I think Baskin will beat Dimmy, which he is. I mean, he's still ahead in gold considering all the situations that have happened in favor of Panthera. But Dimmy himself is 3-0. Dimmy hasn't even died yet. So, while Baskin is winning, he can't win hard enough against Dimmy in order to make something happen for, to make up for the fact that the rest of his team is falling behind in every other position. Both teams playing it safe. The Gold Fury is back up. 3,000 gold lead right now for the way of Panthera. This next Gold Fury is where the game starts to either snowball out of control or even back up completely. And that's all going to be dependent on this next fight at the Gold Fury, most likely leading towards the gold. If SOAR can win the fight and get the Gold Fury, they may actually take a small lead for themselves. But if Panthera wins the fight and gets the Gold Fury, it's going to be pushing upwards of 5-6k plus, which is right around when games get very, very hard to come back from, especially when that gold is on a damage dealer. When that gold is on a damage dealer. Which mainly right now is on adapting in Yaman, which is a big issue. Both solo laners having over 10k gold, and of course adapting is going to have over 10k gold because he's the world's most efficient farming jungler of both players and camps, actually. The man loves his PvE and his PvP. A lot of gold for him. Almost 2k over his opponent right now. SOAR looking at the Gold Fury, but Panthera knows they are here. They have the ward, so this is not going to be free. That Yankee already taking quite a bit of damage. This could be a good fight for Panthera. Raffer flopping in, maybe baiting his body once again. They don't want to waste any abilities on Raffer at this point, which is the problem. He flopped into their entire team and missed. But still, their team didn't use a single ability on him because of how many times previously now they've used abilities and just didn't do any damage. Panthera starting up this Gold Fury. They want to fight, though. They want to reset this and fight. The Genesol will hit Emilito, actually. A lot of damage out of the knees, but he's going to get a meditation and a shell, and he's going to be living in the front line, though. Dimmy taking his fair share of damage, but adapting with a huge knockup, going to help save his friend. Meanwhile, the Cupid ult, ineffective at killing anybody. Now they need to help Baskin, who was zoning out the entire team by himself, but Baskin should fall in the back to Yaman, and he does. Homie misses the ultimate on 3 targets, all below 30% health. That could have been a huge pickup for the team, and because of that, they may end up losing this fight. Dimmy's so low, might get picked up by the spin to win, as it does on Homie, but that's going to be the end of Net Yankee's life. He can't get away from the drums of Yaman, and once again, Panthera may start up this Gold Fury, but they're not going to. They're going to play it safe to get a reset. Fairly even fight there that could have been won by SOAR if Homie would have hit that ultimate onto 1 or 2 targets. Would have been a huge deal because he would have been immediately able to spin and get a double kill, looking for a triple kill with his hammer. Smart play there coming out from both teams. Simply a mechanical misplay on the side of SOAR, leading to them not winning that fight, actually. But they didn't lose the fight. It was almost completely even. Lost 2 members, yeah, but Panthera didn't get the Gold Fury, and there's not going to be a swing in XP or gold from that. So, for the most point, it was a hogwash. Homie having a hard time hitting the blue buff, which may explain the hard time hitting the ultimate as well, considering the blue buff was standing still. There we go. That's a good hammer coming out from Homie, but adapting actually fairly tanky. Has Void Shield working on Breastplate of Valor. Got to give him the full cooldown, but also making very tanky to physical damage. We're looking at the side of SOAR. All of their damage right now essentially is physical because Heroin hasn't been doing that much damage. He's so far behind. A bead's forced by Heroin right there, or forced on Heroin, I should say. He's at half HP, going to have to back. He can always Janus ult through to the Gold Fury, so that's not a big deal. But those beads being down, going to be a problem. And he just does not do that much damage right now. They need to find a way to get Heroin level 20. So at least his base damage will be very high just from the sheer levels of stats he's getting. Jig's doing well to keep up with iRapper. The Talaria boots definitely helping out for Jigs. Mayanki going for that ulti play. Lands the heart bomb. It may not even be enough though. Mayanki may be in trouble. Emelito's gonna go aggressively into him, but the Janus ult's gonna stop that. Emelito might get caught out. He does not. Even with the aggressive front flip, back flip, flippy flip. Still, they could not catch him. That is a trade that basically Cupid should always win. He should never lose that trade to a Neath. It just shows how they're playing right now. Great ultimate though coming out from Homifei. An Aegis from Emelito. Gonna be a little bit too early though on the Aegis, which allows the heart bomb to proc on him, do the damage and stun, giving Homie a free kill. Now this is a power play for SOAR. Baskin's in right lane. Is Baskin's TP up? Baskin's TP is up. He has farmed the waves proxy. He has the ability to rotate over. SOAR is doing the Gold Fury. It's at 30% health. Panthera knows now. Panthera's coming in. They can steal this Gold Fury. They're going to go ahead and reset off the Gold Fury, but a huge ult from Yemen's going to get a ton of people into it. Herman's going to be dead. He doesn't have any beats to get out of there. Yankee in the back as well, going to be getting picked up by adapting. Unless he can somehow juke out, he cannot take it away from the speed buff on adapting. Homie tries to go ahead and hammer out, but he's going to be getting chased down as well. Adapting has no fears in the world. He's plucking him. He's looking for the damage. The hammer just came back up in time. Adapting so tanky, going to end up killing him with the bleed of Susanno's 3. Baskin running around like a chicken with his head cut off, just trying to get any damage on the Panthera that they can. And a 5v4 from SOAR lost to Panthera in what is a beautiful team fight that ended up being a huge problem. SOAR lined up 3 men, which allowed Yemen to get a taunt off into a damage attack onto the ultimate, which put way too much pressure on the SOAR way too early, which made Heroin and Yankee immediately retreat, so they got no damage off during that fight. Jig's in a lot of trouble making Neath ulti right here. He is not. They're going to put all the pressure on the Baskin, but Baskin is a big baby. Dude, look at this. Baskin 1v5ing right now, looking for kills, going through that Janus portal. He's looking for anything. He's so strong right now. Just can't get any kills. They may be able to immediately go for Gold Fury right here and just try to pop that gold. And it looks like they're going to. Yemen and Rapper are still here. Well, this is a great call coming out from them. They got to burn this. They got to put everything they got into this because Panthera's going to be back. They're going to be back fast. They do not want to fight this. Jig's looking for the plug, zoning him out. They're not doing this fast enough. They do not have the damage right now. And they need to be careful and get out of here. They're going to be in a lot of trouble. Good unstable vortex coming from Heroin to put pressure on the Yamado, and adapting once again, going back in. We have a huge Cupid ult though. His actives are down. He actually Aegises, but his beads were down. Yemen going into the ultimate, not as much pressure as it was beforehand though. Homie throws the ultimate, but he can't get through because, oh my goodness, he throws it into the wall at the end. He couldn't teleport to it. Dimmy taking a lot of damage, has the heart bomb on him. Can they land the unstable vortex to finish off Dimmy? They cannot. He misses. Will Baskin be able to pick it up by himself? It seems he will be able to. Yankee getting credit for the kill. Jigs has 1 HP and Emelito will find the last auto attack onto him. Aegis coming out from Emelito. His dash is down. Baskin looking for the finish off kill. He will. Yankee once again getting credit. There's a hot bomb on adapting still. Yankee gonna get a triple kill except for Heroin. Gonna steal the triple kill. Scumbag Heroin. Huge players coming out there for SOAR. A great team fight. Gold Fury looks to seemingly also have gone the way of SOAR. They also got the Gold Fury, which has completely evened this game back up at the 27-minute mark. SOAR versus Panthera, boys. We have an even game. 60,000 gold on both sides. XP 2-level lead for Adapting, 2-level lead for Yaman, even on the side of the support, 1-level lead for our ADCs. What a crazy fight. SOAR just beat PANTHERA in a team fight, dude. Wow. That was the time frame where we see PANTHERA win. That fight right there is where we see PANTHERA against every team they play against. Win the fight, get the objective, snowball out of control. It is not very often that PANTHERA is behind in gold, even if it's just 500 gold. Here at the 28-minute mark, will they be able to play properly when they are not ahead 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 gold? We're about to find out. This is best case scenario for SOAR right now, being even here going into this 28-minute mark. This is what they wanted. Baskin is huge. He's putting tons of pressure onto the back line. They finally have their magic damage online with her when he's looking towards that Rada to booty. If he can finish that Rada to booty, he can finally start putting some unstable vortexes into the booties of PANTHERA. Wow. What a great game. I did not think these games were going to be so exciting. Homie fight going into the air. Not sure what he's looking for. All he can land on is Iraffer right now. Iraffer kind of by himself, but he's going to miss the ultimate again. Ultimates from Homie this game are not online. I don't expect them to pick the Thor again with the way these ultimates are going. Looking to put pressure on Midberg. A giant ultimate coming out from Bacchus. Has a huge drunk, but a great Cupid ultimate coming out, stopping Adapting from going in. Yaman going to go ahead and counter ultimate himself, putting pressure on the Jigs, looking to finish off the kill. Baskin completely zoning out the entire team of PANTHERA once again in the backline. They just can't get any pressure on him. And they're going to reinitiate on the Baskin. His team has left him here. Will he be able to get away? Yes, he will, because he's the mana and he's Baskin. Adapting's presence in these fights is not that much. We're getting to the point in the game where Susano's damage is not good. Once you get to that 30-minute mark, his damage drops off severely, and he becomes more of an ultimate bot trying to get that knockup. And PANTHERA with, SOAR with this Matt Yankee ultimate coming out from Cupid, really preventing him from getting in because it's giving him that giant AoE cripple denial. So he can't actually come into that area. He can't get out of it. He has to beads to get out. Very good play actually coming out from Cupid, even though he's 2 and 5. His ultimates are very, very good. Very good. Very good. Oh, lots of damage coming after Ryzen, but a huge Thor wall is going to be enough. Emilito Aegis's the ultimate and the heart bomb, but he's going to go ahead. Homie finally lands an ultimate, but Yaman beats it. Baskin will pick it up in the back line. Another huge Cupido coming out. Going to hit 2. Adapting very low on health. Dimmy in the background trying to zone out the rest of the team. Can they get the kill onto Adapting? Baskin's going to try, and he will not be able to finish off the kill, but that's going to be a big win for SOAR. Baskin healing up in the big baby form. They're going to take this tier 2, and SOAR is taking it to PANTHERA right now, getting a 5k gold lead, stealing Adapting speed buff, and winning that fight. Very good play. They're going straight for this tier 2 tower on right, guys. SOAR is here to play. SOAR was a Challenger League team. They came into this season, played through the relegations, made it into the Pro League, got 3rd place in the Smite Pro League, made it the top 3 team. Raffer at 1 HP left. Can he get away? Matt Yankee is going to finish off the kill on Iraffer. This may lead to a Fire Giant. Dimmy's ultimate is not up, and that's his bird form now. This should be a free kill on the Dimmy. A good pluck coming out. Adapting tries to save him, but he can't do it. Herwin's at 1 HP, has the Neath ult on him, and now will finish him off. But we're going to have Homie re-engage onto the backline. Yaman trying to save a team, and he does. A brilliant ultimate coming out from Yaman. Going to get huge amounts of damage off. That's the only reason right now that they have a chance in this fight. But Baskin doesn't care. The dash is down on Yaman. He's beating him with all of his might. Can he hit him? Yes, he can. Emilito in so much trouble. Going to hit with the double thing and the heart bomb. 1, 2, 3, heart bomb. No, it didn't kill him. Did it hit a minion? It didn't kill him. Oh my goodness. Emilito going to make it out of that fight. But once again, Baskin coming in with the large fight. All this game is to me right now is Baskin versus Yaman. Can Baskin send out the entire team, and can Yaman hit the entire team with his ultimate? Because those are my two carries right now. Oh my goodness, Baskin still topping the leaderboards. And damage. Adapting top damage for his team, but a lot of that damage is this poke damage. He's not really finishing off people. He's getting a lot of big AoE, a little bit of damage onto everybody, but he's not, you know, the single target instant kill type character that he's used to with the Fenrir and that he's used to with the Thor. Thor is basically a single target kill character that has AoE. I don't know, but not the same type of immediate kills that we see coming out because of the Susano pick. Wow. SOAR's lead pushing towards 10k. They're going to get this Gold Fury, what should be for free. They should be able to just snag it. They need to be careful that Panthera doesn't look for a Fire Giant. But other than them getting the Fire Giant, this is a super safe Gold Fury. They're not going to contest the Gold Fury. Yankee starting it up. This will push them to a 10k gold lead for SOAR at the 33-minute mark over Panthera. Panthera looking at that Fire Giant. Basket is here though. He knows that they're going to go for it, which means SOAR right now looking to pressure on left. They have started the Fire Giant on Panthera. They might be able to burn that pretty fast, but they do have Genesol on the side of SOAR. Panthera getting a little bit desperate, honestly. Did be taking a lot of damage. Rafa looking for the initiation onto Herwin, and he gets it. A good Aegis coming out. Will it be enough for him to live? It doesn't. They pick up Herwin at the start of the fight, and they pick up Basket. Panthera is still fighting for this game, and this has left the Fire Giant wide open for Panthera. What could have been a throw here by SOAR. Their team got spread out. They still had people over in left lane. They did not do the Janus ulti over to the Fire Giant to get the whole team there. Instead, Herwin simply walked over to the Fire Giant. Homie now properly split pushing this mid Phoenix. Going to acquire the mid Phoenix. Can Jake steal this? He does not steal it. Panthera finishes the Fire Giant. That would have been sick. But they do get the mid Phoenix out of this on the side of SOAR. But they're losing the fight on the way back, actually. They're going to have people dead for a long time. Can they finish off Homie? It's just Raffer now. Raffer ain't going to let Homie back, though. Raffer can just keep chasing him for the rest of time while his team pushes down the mid lane. They might be able to get a Phoenix for a Phoenix here with this Fire Giant. Homie's cooldowns are lower than Raffer's, but he is running out of mana. Raffer might hop right over the Phoenix. No, he does not hop over that to the tower. But they will on the side of Panthera get the mid Phoenix. They have all 5 members with Fire Giant. The 10k lead becomes a 5k lead, and all of a sudden Panthera with the Fire Giant has the advantage over SOAR. Incredible. Panthera may be down, but they are never out here in game 1. Could that be a throw by SOAR at the Fire Giant? Can Panthera end the game with one push on this Fire Giant? They may be able to. Lots of towers up in left and right lane though. They gotta do it the old-fashioned way. They gotta push all the way down these lanes in order to get credit. They gotta push all the way down. What an incredible game we've had so far though. Absolutely amazing. Amazing! Initiation coming on to Homie. Homie finds himself in a lot of trouble. Hits the Aegis, but going to immediately get picked off by Panthera. Not good. Not good for SOAR. He is dead for a full minute. Panthera not going to give any breaks to them. We have Herwin shoving down the mid lane, trying to get any pressure that he can. But they need to defend with this Phoenix. In fact, they might not even be able to. They might have to let this go. If they die here, this is the end of the game. This is the end of the game. So far, they're letting it go for pretty much free. Emulator getting free attacks on it. SOAR not going to defend that Phoenix. Understanding that their other Phoenix still has 2 towers in front of it. They're going to go ahead and let that slide. Work their way all the way over to the tier 1 in the solo lane. Baskin's towers, the last remaining towers. He has defended them with all of his might and will. But for now, they will fall. Highly doubt that SOAR will try to defend either of the towers. No real point. Might as well go defend on the Phoenix where you have your best opportunity. They may even look for something sneaky here. Are they looking for an ulti through to end? If they find PANTHERA pushing down the right lane, they may go ahead and Janus ult and try to end the game. That would be so spicy. They want to. They're looking for a pickoff right now. They don't have enough wards out. But they actually could think about doing some sort of backdoor Janus ult. They're trying to get a pickoff beforehand. They want a spicy meatball. But no cigar. They're going to go ahead and back it up. No opportunity was found. I think if PANTHERA would have been pushing right lane at the time that they were there, they may have tried to send 4 members and have Baskin just stop them from backing as long as he could. Would have been a very risky play, but so is trying to defend your, Phoenixes against PANTHERA with Fire Giant, so. No super sneaky plays coming out, because everybody knows where the fat man goes. Epic music for the game. Alright, PANTHERA chilling out now. It seems that Fire Giant might be spawning soon. It is officially off of them. Mid Phoenix about to respawn though. They want to get that Mid Phoenix as it comes back up. And SOAR wants to go ahead and fight this. This is the best opportunity. Phoenix just came back up. Fire Giant is not on them. This is their one shot. Adapting coming from the side. Big damage on Emilito, but Adapting's going to get some damage off himself. Not quite as much as Emilito, but Emilito also has heals. Jiggs looking for the pluck. Misses it. Bonkus also misses the flop though, and once again, Herwin getting cut out in the back by Adapting. Going to be a free kill on Herwin in the backline. Once again, Adapting coming in with the amazing side play. Baskin trying to leave him in the front line, but it's not enough right now. They're going to have to retreat and give up that Phoenix. The tier 2 tower is still up on right lane, so PANTHERA will not be able to end, but most likely they will just go towards that Fire Giant looking for her. Herwin down for a solid 1 minute. Herwin just can't live through these engagements. I wouldn't have mind seeing him try to pick up any sort of defensive item, some sort of spirit robe or just ethereal staff, anything. He just can't quite live because he's getting ganked from the side every single time with no peel. Yaman having gone the way of Mantle of Discord for defenses. Not to mention he still has the Dynasty plate helm as well, giving him over 100 physical protections on that mid mage. Keeping him alive, he realizes that the pen that he has plus the Route to Hootie going to be enough damage for him. He can go ahead and grab that defensive item. Fire Giant is picked up for PANTHERA. They're pushing down that right lane. Left Phoenix respawning soon. What are they doing over by the gold sphere? What are they doing? Nothing sneaky. They need to back up. This is it. This could be it. Adapting, picking up what could be his final speed buff. The towers are down. The left Phoenix is back up. They're pushing down this right lane. They're waiting for their jungler. SOAR fought against the odds, but they just could not quite hold on to the lead that they had. Will they be able to have one final glorious hold? It seems PANTHERA wants to go ahead and knock out that Phoenix for relatively free. They're going to use the Neat Salt, forcing Herwin to beach, otherwise he would have been immediately flopped by Rapper. Jig looking for anything in the front line. He can't get it. He's taking so much damage. The Cupid ult is not going to be able to hit anybody. Rapper still taking his backline, but Homie is going to pick up Emilito in the back. That's going to be a good pickup. And Egg is coming out, saving him from now as you go through the Janus portal, actually going to live. Rapper trying to finish off Mei Yankee. They will get the finish off on Mei Yankee. But a 1-for-1 trade right now. A lot of their tower damage down because of Emilito being killed. Baskin zones out the team, and it seems that PANTHERA will go ahead and retreat. Or at the least, make their way to right lane and look to push that Phoenix. And no, it will be that. They were going to go ahead and they got the speed buff. Raffer looking to back. They're pushing up right lane. Looks like SOAR might look for a back door. They're not going to. Simply getting out a really deep ward may allow Baskin to TPN, take a Phoenix, and then back himself. Holy cow. Our first game of the finals. 42 minutes right now. These teams are almost dead, even outside of the fact that Panthera still has the Fire Giant buff. Two Phoenixes down on the side of SOAR. No Fire Giant. They are fighting the good fight. They're making all they can. Herwin getting Neath ulted. Aegis unneeded as it was blocked by Jigs. Did not trust in his teammate. They're going to get caught out here, though. They're getting completely collapsed on. This is the worst case scenario. This is not the way they want it to end. A beautiful pluck coming out from Jigs, though. Doesn't even have to use his ultimate to get out. Wow. Good use of the map by Herwin to portal out of there. And good pluck by Jigs using the wall to hug it to get himself to skedaddle right out. Wow. Adapting looking towards Homie, will not be able to find the kill. A good stun coming out from Homie, gonna prevent that. Once again, this mid Phoenix is going to immediately fall down to Panthera. Oh, Homie finds himself almost in a bad situation, but barely gets out again. As we move into this right Phoenix, Fire Giant still up. Shouldn't be up for much longer than a minute. This could be the final fight of the game for one of these teams. Pressure being put onto the Phoenix. Jigs getting stunned out. Who will Jigs look to go on? Lots of damage coming once again out to Homie, who messes up his hammer a little bit, but Basket's fighting in the backline. Doesn't matter. Once again, Adapting finds the pickoff onto Herwin, but he's by himself. Can Homie land the ultimate? He cannot land it onto Adapting, who pitter-patters away. Bastion dead. Herwin dead. Panthera coming in. All the Phoenix down. Amelito slays that Yankee, and this is going to be game one for Europe. In the side of Panthera, the world champions fight back from a 10K gold lead and take game one of the series.